Okay, so now that I've shown you how to use an audio track, let me go through the steps of using a MIDI track. So with a MIDI track, the first thing you want to do is select an instrument. So if you go over to your toolbar on the left hand side here, you'll see a list, and the second icon down, if you click on that, I've already selected it, is the live devices. This is where your instruments are housed. So if you click this instruments folder, you see there's drums here, there are individual drums, there's a kit in here, and then there's guitars, pianos, brass, bass, so on. So what I want to do is I'm just going to show you how to use a drum, just for example. So let's say I want to choose an individual item. So I want to use this symbol here. If I double click, and I can either double click or just drag it in, but I'll just double click, you see that it takes over the MIDI track. The symbol has replaced it there. And one thing that you need to pay attention to when working in MIDI is this window down here. This white dot represents optional keys that can actually make a sound. So you see if I'm hitting my keyboard somewhere off, it's not going to make a sound. So what I need to do is find my key with that sound. So there's my key. And that's just with individual items. Again, you won't have this in a kit per se, and I'll show you that in a second. So now I'm hitting this, and I can hit this as much as I want. I can make adjustments to this individual instrument as I want to. Okay, so that's working with an individual instrument. Now what I want to do is, again, I'll go back, and I'd rather work with a kit just to have some variety and some range here. So you see now how many more options I have for instruments, right? And it's the same thing if I select a particular instrument. So this is the button that I'm hitting now. If I select that, I can go ahead and make changes. In this case, again, I have all of these, and if you find yourself, say you're all the way up here, there is an octave button on your controller that can help you drop or raise up this key as you need to. So now that I have a kit selected, I'm go ahead and I'm ready to start recording. Just like with the audio track, there are things that you have to pay attention to. MIDI is set up on all ends and all channels, which gives you pretty much the guarantee that it's going to recognize what you got coming in. But if you wanted to be more specific, what you would specifically look for in an input is going to be your Axiom 49 USB in. So you see if I select that, it still recognizes it because that is the actual input that I'm using. Again, I can be particular and select that, or I can just leave it on all ends. Either way, it's gonna accept anything in this list, which that USB is in that list. So same thing with channels, it's gonna accept anything in one of these channels, but as you can see, it's actually channel 1. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So now that I'm set up, you see it automatically record enables. So if I were to disarm this, it doesn't pick up any audio, and no matter how much I hit the key. So I got to make sure that this is armed. So I'm going to record enable it, and it's back now. So in order to record, what I just need to do is I need to click on the slot that I want to record to, and I can just go ahead and start recording. Okay, so now let me just play that back. Okay, so that's there. Now if I double click on it, it's going to take me into what's called the note editor, and I will go in depth with the note editor in the next segment here.